Hello and welcome to Golden Hour Knitwear. My name is Camry and today we're going to be talking about my 2024 making goals. Alright, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but it's been a busy and wacky couple months. The last video that I uploaded, just to kind of recap some things and update you all, the last video that I uploaded was the test call and just a regular update on projects and stuff, but was a test call for the sunset sweater, which is what I'm wearing right now. And that test has maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks-ish left, and will be ready for you all pretty soon here, at least at the time of filming this. We'll see when I get around to editing. And for those of you who have been following along, you know that I offered my testers kits for the test. And so this whole test has been way more work than I anticipated, and I don't think designers really talk about it as much as how much work it is to put a sweater through testing and to write up a pattern and grade it and everything. So the last few months have been crazy and I've been pretty much brain dead between dyeing up tons of kits for my testers and, you know, as soon as possible so that they could have the yarn for the test, and, you know, writing the pattern and editing the pattern and working with my testers to make sure things fit everybody really well and all of the things. And then of course we had the holidays, and holidays, they're so much fun, but oh my goodness, I needed time to recoup after that. So now we're partway through the January and I'm ready, I'm back, and I'm excited for the new year. All right, so today, like I said, we're talking about my making goals for 2024. I'm not really gonna go over projects today that I've been working on lately. We're just here to talk about goals and the things that I want to knit slash spin slash dye this year. I kind of want to focus on three main kind of goals or guides that I have for myself in 2024. I don't really like setting New Year's resolutions. I used to be very like strategic. Like, I'm going to drink this many gallons a day. I'm going to exercise this many times a week. I'm going to read 20 minutes every day, which is great. You know, that works for a lot of people, but that doesn't work for me because I get to February and I'm done, or even earlier than that. I mean, if we're being honest, but I get partway through the year, I'm not meeting those goals and I'm like, whatever, right? And then it also makes me feel like I have to change overnight, and I don't like that. So these are more guides for myself. It's not like a specific goal or anything. So these are my three kind of guides slash goals, I guess, for 2024, things to keep in mind as I'm knitting this year. My first main goal is to focus on knitting what I really want. In 2023 is kind of when I really got more into knitting and focused more on fiber content and stuff like that. And that's when I realized that knitting is actually really expensive. And so I didn't have the yarn stash that I do now. That meant that in 2023, a lot of the times I just knit whatever I could get my hands on because it works with my budget, right? But I've spent some time over the last few months really building up my yarn stash. Thank you, Christmas. And so now I have yarns that I can really play around with. And I'm excited to really take the time to knit what I want to knit, not just whatever I can get my hands on. I feel like I ended in 2023 looking over the projects that I made and thinking, here's my list of my favorite patterns of all time. Why didn't I knit any of them, right? I knit maybe like one or two of my favorite patterns of all time. But I didn't spend much time really working on the things that I absolutely loved. So that's my goal for this year, is to focus knitting the things that I absolutely love and absolutely really badly want to knit, rather than just whatever I can get my hands on. That might mean waiting a little bit longer until I can get my hands on the fibers and the yarns and the colors and the patterns that I want, until I have the budget, and that's totally fine. It might also mean having a little bit less projects, and that's totally fine too. The way I'm working through this goal or guide or whatever is that I've made a make 9 for the year. Now, if you are newer to the knitting community and you don't know what a make 9 is, it's basically just a list of 9 patterns that you want to make throughout the year. That you really want to make throughout the year. Like if you only had 9 things that you could make, what would they be, right? So I made this pattern list roundup thing for myself, and I'm going to share it with you guys. But keep in mind that I will probably make more than just 9 things this year. And I'm allowed to change my mind. I have these 9 things and I absolutely love these 9 patterns, but I might not get to all of them. I might get to all of them and more, and it's totally fine. Like I said, this is a guide. It's not a hard, fast rule or resolution or goal or anything like that. Now, one more caveat, I guess I should say, is that I've made, this Make 9 has none of the sweaters that are just sitting in my brain that have no patterns that I'm planning on self-drafting. This Make 9 is purely just other designers' patterns. I also have a Make 9 of my own designs in my brain that I hope to at least make a dent in this year, but I'll get to that in a little bit. All right, and as I'm looking over my Make 9, it's a little bit more ambitious than it probably should be. So again, I might not finish all of these, but here we go. I'll share them all. And I have yarn for all but 2 of them, 3 of them, something around there. So I'll show you the yarn as well. Okay, first up on the list is the Coming Soon sweater. And I'm planning on knitting this one in Fuzzy Peach Fibers Pumpkin Spice. This is from her Hello Pumpkin collection. It's absolutely gorgeous color. I've been drooling over this rust / pumpkin-y ready orange color all fall and all winter, and I'm so excited to cast this sucker on. Though I don't know that I will get to it this winter because winter is like halfway over at this point. And this isn't all, what is it, half fisherman's rib, or I don't remember if it's full fisherman's rib or half fisherman's rib, but it's a yarn guzzler and it's going to take a long time to knit, especially because it is a sport weight yarn. So it's going to take a very long time to knit, but I'm excited for it. I'm laughing at myself on the inside because I think 3 of the patterns on my Make 9 are brioche / half fisherman's rib. So I'm very excited about this one, the Coming Soon sweater. Okay, next up on the list is the Wood Anemone by, I always say that wrong. Is it Wood Anemone or Anemone? I think it's Anemone. I don't know. By Sari Nordlund. Okay, I have the yarns for this as well, and I've dyed these myself. This is a fingering weight, 100% superwash merino wool, and a Sari silk lace. I'm planning on holding these together, though I know Sari is slightly more fuzzy than Mohair is, and I don't know if that lends too much stitch definition. And since this is a lace yoke, I'm a little worried about it. I have started this pattern actually. I'm not going to pull it out because I don't want to get up, but I have started this one. And I like the color, I like the fabric and stuff like that. I want to finish the lace yoke and see, and maybe block it and kind of see how the stitch definition is. It's kind of hard to tell being this early in the pattern, but I might change my yarn combination for this one. I just really want to try knitting a lace yoke this year. I've never done that, and I know a lot of people have fit issues with just circular yokes in general, but I'm really interested. I'm really interested to try it out, and I think it's a gorgeous pattern, so we'll give it a shot. Anyways, this nice burgundy, I'm excited to give it a shot. So yes, it should be a quick knit. It doesn't have a very large yardage, so once I get through that lace yoke, we'll fly through it. I'm excited. Next up is another lace pattern by Sari Nordlund. I've kind of recently fell in love with her. I've loved Sari Nordlund for a long time, but it wasn't until more recently that I was like, whoa dang, I love this stuff, right? I don't know what it is, just suddenly I absolutely love some of her patterns and I have to knit them. So the next one on the list is the Poetry Pullover Mohair edition by Sari Nordlund. I'm planning on doing this one in also my fingering weight and a Sari silk. I have the same kind of worries about this one with the stitch definition. However, I'm planning on doing this one in an off-white or off-cream-ish color, so I think it'll help a little bit. It's easier to see stitch definitions in a lighter color, so it might be okay. But if not, I can go find some mohair and, give that a shot. Okay, next on the list is kind of fun. It's also really exciting though. I have stuff to show you. So the next one on the list is, I also need to kind of rework it. So I wanted to knit a hand spun sweater out of this rainbow tweed fiber that I have. Isn't that so fun? Oh my goodness, so much fun. So I have this rainbow tweed fiber. I got 8 ounces of this, and then I got 8 ounces of this alpaca, this white, oh boy, see how drapey that is? It just falls apart. This alpaca, this white alpaca, it's so soft, so soft. So I am plying the two together, and I've already finished half of it, and here's what it is. It's so fun. All right, so I've plied both of them together. It's sitting at about a DK weight. Obviously, some parts of it are more worsted, some parts of it are a little bit more fingering or sport, but it's so fun. Look how massive this thing is. This is like 200 grams right here. So I have a little bit over half to go still, but I have less yardage than I anticipated. So I kind of need to figure out what I was going to do. So I was originally planning on doing the Clove Sweater, but that's not going to work. I don't have enough yardage for that. So I'm going to have some fun swatching sometime soon, tonight hopefully if I have the time, just to kind of see where my gauge is, to get a better idea of what weight I have and what I can do with it. I might have to hold a Sari or a Mohair or something with it, but basically I want to knit a sweater with this. And now that I know kind of how much yardage I'm going to have, I can project plan a little bit better, and I have to rework my project plan. But I'm thinking, here's my thought process. I'm thinking a slightly oversized drop shoulder, maybe V-neck sweater. Alpaca has a very nice drape to it. And because this is like 50% alpaca, I want to show off the beautiful drape by having a slightly oversized sweater. I also love drop shoulders more than raglans. I know there's a few raglans or set-in sleeve patterns out there that I could do with this, but I really prefer drop shoulder. So we'll see what I come up with. I have something stewing in my brain, so this might make it to my Make 9 designs list instead of Make 9 from other designers list. There's also another pattern that I'm kind of looking at. So my Make 9 for this one has changed. It's no longer the Clove Sweater. Wow, look at the drape. Look at the drape. But it'll be something. This is on my Make 9, but I don't know quite what yet. Anyways, there it is again. It's so pretty. Rainbow tweed. I'm so excited. It's also very, very soft. Okay, next on the list. Okay, let's get the hand spun sweaters out of the way. I know it's ambitious to plan 3 hand spun sweaters in a year, especially when I'm a new spinner and I don't really know what I'm getting myself into. But all the same, I started with having 1 hand spun sweater planned for the year, but there's now 3 on the plans. Okay, I love this fiber so much. I have the fiber for both of them. So the first one is, and I've shared this one on Instagram, the first one is the Agnete cardigan by PetiteKnit. And I'm hoping to be able to get enough yardage out of this stuff. I have like a lot more of this. I'm just showing you one so you can get an idea of what it is. But this is a dark brown, like a warm, oh, the sun hitting it. Oh, look at that. It's so yummy. It's so good. Look at all the different shades of brown in there. This is it's just a merino wool. It's a little bit grippier, so I think it'll be easy for me to spin this up into a light fingering weight / fingering weight yarn. I'm gonna shoot for a light fingering weight to hopefully get enough yardage. I should have plenty, regardless of whether I get light fingering or fingering, but I'm planning on holding it with a Sari that I dye a similar but slightly lighter brown. So like I said, Sari is a little bit thicker / longer staple length, so it's a little fuzzier. So its gauge can be a little bit different than Mohair. So I am hoping to use a light fingering yarn out of this and then use a Sari silk along with it as well to make the Agnete cardigan. I think it'll be gorgeous. I think it'll be nice. I'm very excited. And that's my second Fisherman's Rib project of the year, my second hand spun project of the year. Like I said, we're being a little ambitious, but that's okay. This also has a nice sheepy smell to it. Don't mind me just sniffing wool over here. All right, and the next one is this gorgeous Oatmeal BFL. I have a lot more of this as well. I'm just showing you. This is so nice. It's so pretty. It's so soft. I love it. I've never knit with BFL before. However, I have a hand spun skein of BFL, and it was so fun to spin with. And it's the loftiest, like drapiest, most squishy, spongy yarn, and I love it to death. I'm excited to knit socks or something with it, but I have a sweater quantity of this, and I'm hoping that I can knit the Ingrid sweater with it. I think that'll be gorgeous. I don't know, just imagine an Ingrid sweater in this color, which is like the ultimate color for an Ingrid sweater, in my opinion. Just a nice neutral-ish color. And it'll be heathered because it's oatmeal. It's got white bits and brown bits. And it'll be somewhat drapey, and it'll be kind of shiny. BFL is known for its like luster and its shine kind of, so it'll be really nice. I mean, not like reflector shiny, but it'll just be nice. It'll be so good. Look at that. And it's so soft. Oh, it's so soft. It also has a nice sheepy smell. But anyways, that one, okay. Really quick interruption. So this one will take a long time to spin because it's going to be a light fingering/fingering weight, and it's a yarn guzzler because it's half fisherman's rib. So it's a lot of yarn to spin, especially on a 2-ply because you have to spin it twice, right? This one will spin quicker because I'm going to shoot for a DK or worsted weight. I need to do more math to figure out what I'm going to do first because I might have to do a DK to make sure I have enough yardage and hold it with a mohair, or I can do a fingering weight, a worsted weight, or shoot for somewhere in between there. But this one, I am more concerned about it being a more consistent yarn than I am with my Agnete cardigan, because the Agnete cardigan is the same stitch all throughout, and I'm holding it with a Sari silk the whole entire time, so I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact, I'm more okay with it having the handspun inconsistencies, the fun part of handspun yarn, right? But the Ingrid sweater, I'll put the picture up again if I haven't already. I'm a little bit more concerned about using handspun with that one because of all the cables and all the texture. I want to be a little bit more consistent at spinning before I tackle this one. So I think, even though this one will spin up faster, I think I'm going to go for the Agnete cardigan first before I do this one. If you were interested. Nobody asked, but there you go. Oh, I could squish these all day. But we're moving on. All right, next up, we'll talk some spring/summer knitting. We have 3 left. So number 7, we're saying? Number 7 is the Moonset tee. I have loved this this garment, this t-shirt forever. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, that's mine. I need that. I need that. So I'm very excited about that one. I don't have the yarn for it yet, but I'm planning on ordering yarn for it from Fuzzy Peach Fibers for their next collection that she's having. The next collection is the Joshua Tree collection, and there's a ton of tonals in that collection. She's going through sharing them right now, so I'm excited to take my pick from there. But I'm planning on using her Joy base, the 50% alpaca, 25% silk, and 25% linen. Such a good base. I am knitting a sample for her right now in this base, and it's so good. I can't show it to you because the color is a secret, but it's such a good base, and I'm so excited to have a t-shirt in it. It's going to be so drapey and so soft. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. So I don't quite know what color because I haven't seen all the colors that she's offering yet, but I'm hoping for a fun one. Actually, she showed one color. Let me see if I can pull it up. Sunbaked. She showed Sunbaked, and I'm tempted to use Sunbaked for this one. So after I see all the colors that she releases, I will take my pick from there. But right now I'm leaning towards Sunbaked. Other than that, I might go for some other kind of neutral, but I think this t-shirt would be really fun to have in a fun color. Next up is the Luna tee. I love that thing. I love that thing. I love, what is it, broken rib stitch, and I think that's what's used in this pattern. I haven't seen a picture in a few days, but you're looking at the picture right now. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I have a 50% cotton, 50% merino blend, bare yarn that I'm wanting to test out for myself before, offering it. But so I have some of that I need to dye up and try out. And that's what I'm planning on using for this top tee. What word do you use for that? I'm not gonna get that out and show it to you because it's just a bare yarn, but it's so soft. It's so nice. I'm a little nervous to dye it because it's 50% cotton, so we'll see how that goes. Because cotton has a slightly different, you know, method than dyeing wool does. So we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking about dyeing it this color, and to you, this might just look white. But this is a nice off-white beige. Maybe bone color, I guess is a good way to describe it. I dyed the skein, and so I have the recipe for it. It would come up as a slightly different color because cotton dyes differently than wool, but that's what I'm thinking. I can shoot for that at least. I love the white that she has in her sample photos. Though black would be nice too. So we'll see. I've also dreamt of knitting that t-shirt in a nice like ochre yellow-ish color in the past. So I might also try for that, but we'll see when we get there. We'll see what I'm feeling when it's spring. Right now it's very snowy outside. In fact, it's a Friday and it's a snow day here in Ohio. Nobody has school right now. So I mean, it's not that snowy. It's really not that bad. But anyways, it's pretty snowy. So I'm not thinking about spring and summer right now. So we'll see what colors I'm thinking when we get there. All right, and last but not least is yet another half fisherman's rib project. I think it's half. I don't know if it's half or full, but the November jacket by PetiteKnit. I love that thing. I've been wanting to knit that thing forever. However, it takes so much yarn, so much yarn. And it's an Aran weight knit. So you need to buy a lot of skeins in order to meet the required yardage because it's a big, oversized, long half fisherman's rib drop shoulder cardigan. And so it's huge and it takes so much yarn because half fisherman's rib is a huge yarn guzzler. So we'll see. I've been looking for yarns. I don't have yarn for it right now, but I'm thinking about getting drops. Oh, what was it? I was thinking about getting drops Nepal for this one because drops is much more affordable than a lot of other yarns. And I think I mean, I've never tried drops, but a lot of people love drops. So I'm thinking about trying drops Nepal, which is 65% wool and 35% alpaca. That alpaca will help give it a nice drape. And drops Nepal also has nice heathered yarns. And I'm really looking forward to using a heathered yarn for this cardigan. I really love PetiteKnit's sample in the dark heathered gray yarn that she used. Though I've looked at some of her yarns that she calls for in the pattern and I cannot, I will not afford, I will not be spending that much money on this cardigan. So drops is where it's at. I think that's my plan. I'll probably wait until I have birthday money to spend in the spring and add that yarn to my stash for next fall/winter. So that's the plan. That's the plan. All right, so that's my make 9. And remember, that goes along with my goal of working on patterns that I absolutely love and not just whatever I can get my hands on. Hopefully I can get to all 9 of those this year. I think if I did, I would be very, very happy with my hand knit wardrobe. I would probably never take my knits off ever. So we'll see. I'm excited. Stick around if you want to see all those things knit up and spun up. All right, my next goal/guideline or whatever for 2024, have I said 2023 a few times? I might have. You know the struggle. Anyways, my next goal or whatever for 2024 is to not be afraid to self-draft things. In 2023, I knit this, and this is self-drafted. I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time. It's probably my favorite thing that I knit in 2023. And I want to lean into that some more. I don't want to be afraid to take the things in my brain and put them on my needles, because the sweaters that I'm coming up with my brain are like the things that I love, right? Obviously, because I'm coming up with it in my brain. That's like pure Camry right there, right? So I have a lot of ideas for sweater designs, and I really want to do my best to actually knit them this year and not let them just sit in there. So I have a make 9. I'm not going to share it because it's kind of hard to just be like, this is what I'm going to make, right? So I have my make 9 of designs for this year. we'll see how they go. But yeah, lots of texture. You can expect a lot of texture, a lot of drop shoulders. But yeah, anyways. Oh, I'll bring up this again. How this wasn't going to work for the plan that I had in my original Make 9. So this yarn might move to my Make 9 designs. I have an idea. A drop shoulder, oversized, super drapey, colorwork band across the front. I'm excited. We might do that. That might be casted on very soon, but we'll see. But anyways, that's the one Make 9 designs that I'll show you. All right, and my third guide for myself this year is to do more spinning, which I've kind of already covered that. Do more spinning, get more creative with colors and blends and fibers, and just have fun with spinning and knitting, actually knitting with my hand spun yarn. I've spun on a drop spindle probably half. I think I got my drop spindle partway through summer last year in 2023. So I did some spinning last year, and I got my e-spinner for Christmas from my parents and grandparents, and I've been going crazy with spinning lately, and so I want to enjoy it more and really, really have fun with spinning and dreaming up blends and colors and all sorts of things. Just the uniquest, most unique yarn, and enjoy knitting with it and embrace the fact that it's not perfect and be okay with not having perfect handspun yarn. I don't really need to go into that too much because in my Make 9, I have 3 sweaters that are made out of handspun, and I'm well on my way to my first handspun. So handspun sweater anyways. So that's my plan for my hand spinning. I guess I'll mention along with this goal, I will also want to get more into blending, not only different fibers, but different colors. So I would, if I had the budget, I would get a drum carder, but I do not. So I have a little blending board where I can put my fibers on there, brush it out, and then make little rollags. And I've tried my hand on that a little bit this year, or, you know, between Christmas and New Year's or whatever that was. And I'm not very good at it yet, but I want to get better at it. I want to try it out some more and have some fun with that, because you can have literally any yarn in the world if you have the resources to get the fibers that you want, and to dye them whatever colors you want, and to blend them and then spin them. And I think that's the funnest thing in the world. And so I'm looking forward to getting more creative with making unique yarns that are specific and like what I want to use, and learn more about the properties of each fiber. Like alpaca is drapey and warm, and silk is lustrous and soft, and all those good things. So I'm looking forward to blending more and having fun with fiber content and color blending, and just different spinning techniques and stuff like that. As you can see, I also have 3 bare skeins of roving. I don't know what you call this, but wool of the Andes from Knit Picks. I just have 100-gram things of roving here. I'm excited to dye and spin up. I have an idea, and I've been sitting on that idea for a while. I mean, my ideas for this have changed for a little bit, but the most recent one I've been sitting on for quite a while. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm excited to bring that idea to life and kind of see where we go with it. All right, so those are my 3 main goals for 2024, is to, 1, focus more on what I really want to knit and not just knit whatever I can get my hands on. 2 is to not be so afraid to self-draft patterns and just go for it and knit whatever I want to knit and not necessarily wait for a pattern to come out. And 3 is to get more creative with spinning and learn more about fiber content, colors, blending, spinning techniques, plying techniques, stuff like that. I'm very excited to learn all about all of those things this year and to dive down the rabbit holes even more and to get working on these projects. I'm so excited. Like I said, if I had all of these things at the end of the year, like if I had all those sweaters in my Make 9 at the end of the year and all of this hand spun yarn and just all these new skills with fiber, I'd be very happy duck. I mean, I'm already happy with my knitting right now, but I'd be very happy with my knitting at the end of the year if that's how things went. So I think that's a good sign that my goals are good goals for myself. But again, not gonna be butthurt over it if I don't meet all those goals, like I said. All right, that is it for today. Let me know if we have any sweaters in common on our Make 9. Let me know if you're getting into spinning and blending and dyeing or any of that fun stuff too. Let me know what you think of my ambitious goals to have 3 hand-spun sweaters this year, and you know, just anything along those lines. Let's chat in the comments and have some fun. If you are new here, don't forget to hit subscribe so that you can follow along with the journey and see if I make these things actually happen this year, if I stick to it or not. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.